So you gonna start the show, Zach?
Amanda's starting the show.
Oh, okay.
I'm starting the show?
Yeah.
I guess you're
You're the main host.
Wow.
Are we
Okay.
actually doing a show, or is it just us talking?
I don't know. It could just be talking.
I think it's just... Oh, we lost
Well, you had a
Pixel.
name for it,
Hang
right?
on.
Oh, you turned it off to start. Was it?
There we go.
Did you want to name it like Moto? What was it? MotoGoGo?
That's the name of the channel.
Yeah.
Oh, we
it
don't
should
want
be.
to edit this picture. There we go. A little
You're
bit.
going to have a lot of editing to do. Hi, I'm Amanda. This is MotoGoGo. Today we're going to talk about the new season of MotoGP. So first off, we're going to do a little bit of a social recap. You're supposed to have the slide.
Oh, yeah, here you go. I'll turn that. Oh, too far. Okay, there we go.
So behind me here, you can check out, if you look at Miller and Crutchlow, Lucy Crutchlow, follow her Instagram account. It's freaking hilarious. The like bro love between those two is pretty epic. Then we got Rossi trying to stay warm with Vinales at testing. That was pretty good. Then we got Smith on a bike that he can't fall off of. I'm not going to guarantee that though. Then we got we got over in the Ducati corner, the Lorenzo Whisperer. I don't know what's going on in that photo, but it's pretty epic.
I don't know what's going on in that one either.
And we got a shameless promotion of sunglasses up with Paul Espargo.
Yeah, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
It looks good. It's funny. It's one of the best. I think out of... I don't know. It was pretty good. I have to say, though, that like Miller and Crutchlow was probably the best feed to follow.
I don't know. I kind of like
The best
Renz.
romance.
Renz and his motorcycle as his Valentine's date was pretty epic.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That is pretty good. So that's it for the social rundown.
That was the fun stuff.
Cool.
Oh, now on to the real stuff. Okay. So first up, I think we're coming up is we'll go through the teams real quick. And
By the way, this is Zach.
And I'm Brian.
Yeah.
We're just hanging out.
Just hanging out.
First team we got back here.
Oh yeah.
Yamaha. So what are your guys' thoughts on these guys?
You go ahead, Amanda.
Well, Vinales, he's going to be interesting. He's fast, but everybody wants him to be fast. Everybody's excited about him being fast.
Oh. That's true. He's definitely the favorite so far this year and has been like set the best times during testing and everything. But I mean,
Can he keep it up?
Yeah, there's a difference between setting a fast time and then being able to do it over a race distance and also like all the different tracks.
He set the fastest times in almost, I think, 7 out of 11 sessions. I could be off by 1. He blew everybody away, I think, in free practice, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
And he blew, I think he was almost half a second ahead of Marc Marquez. So he's been doing it consistently.
Yeah,
He did it right off the bat with first one, and he's done it every single testing. Can he keep it up?
It's the pressure of the first race.
It's a long season and there's a lot of other developments that are happening with the other bikes. So it's hard to say.
Marquez did it. I don't know. When we get to our predictions at the end, I guess we'll see who where we stand on that one. What about with Rossi?
How can you not love Rossi? I mean, I think this year will be a very telling year, though. Because either he's going to step up and he's going to try and go for the championship again, which I hope he does, or this is his final farewell. I only say that because he's already started his Moto3 teams. He's already started his building up of his legacy, per se. I don't know.
But I think he's got a contract for another year after this.
Yeah. So Rossi, I think it never really shows fast times in qualifying, never really shows fast times in thing.
No.
When it comes to race day, there's nobody who's better at racing than Rossi.
That's true.
So I definitely have to say that, well, I'm not sure on the first race. I think Rossi's always going to be there fighting for podiums the entire year and a few wins. So I think when it comes down to the end of the year, though, Rossi is right there at the end in the championship hunt.
But so you think that all of his hype right now about talking about how he has to perform better and all that is just hype?
No, Rossi never really lies. So I think I think it'll get there. But literally, Rossi can make a change overnight. He can get on the bike and he can feel comfortable.
Yeah, I don't think he'll ever be the fastest very often on the track this year like he was last year, but he's definitely more consistent than most anyone, and he's pretty much the chess master at playing like mind games and things like on the track. So I wouldn't count him out, but I don't think I can't imagine him winning with the riders that he's up against this year.
That's true. So moving on, we're going to Team Honda. So we got Marc Marquez and Dani Pedrosa.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the first hot rider we'll talk about the new bike though looks pretty sweet, I must say. But the Honda bike always looks sweet. The livery looks the same as it did before.
No, it looks different. Just a little bit.
Pretty close. I had the Yamaha one in there, but it got lost. So when we come to Marquez has been right up there. He's got more experience under his belt now than Vinales. Yeah. Him and Vinales have been 1-2 almost the whole time, pushing through all these tests, going back and forth. He's probably the most aggressive rider out there.
Yeah.
He did fall quite a few times.
And dislocated his shoulder in the off season, which is not an easy injury. I mean...
Yeah, but he did it in his, second year too, so...
He did, yeah. He's definitely been beat up and stuff, but I feel like he's also gotten really lucky in past seasons without, going through a season without breaking a collarbone or something like that. And also I feel like the Honda, just the bike side is a little bit more difficult in development right now. They're not, doing anything exciting with the aerodynamics, and they're still just trying to, figure out the electronics
chassis.
With the chassis and, the motor and stuff. So I think it's going to be a struggle for Marquez, even though I think he's probably faster than Vinales.
I think it'll be interesting to watch him versus Vinales, though.
Yeah.
Because if those two get in battles, it's going to be hairy and edge of your seat the entire time.
Well, you saw a couple of times last year when the Suzuki was matched up with the Honda at the beginning of the race. It was a good battle that they would have, but I don't know, we'll see.
So speaking of the Honda chassis and people that it does work with, Dani Pedrosa. So everybody all through winter testing having a hard time with the front end of the Honda pushing through the turns. Cal Crutchlow said, same old problem with the Honda, can't get the front end to hold through the turns. Except for Dani, who is much lighter, was able to easily get the balance right off the bat. And Dani has been really, really fast on the bike.
Well, I think he's been fast this year because of the new tires. They're softer. He had that problem last year with the hard tires. They wouldn't warm up. He's too light.
That's true. Yeah, he's had a better time with the softer tires, but he's just never been able to stay healthy either.
He just has bad luck.
He broke his collarbone last year, and then he's always been a bridesmaid, never the bride. I love Dan. He's one of my favorite riders.
But wait, just look at him.
I think you're a fangirl.
Would you say the other slide that we made for you that?
This one's more appropriate.
Oh, that's adorable.
I know he did have time to pose for these adorable pictures.
Yeah, because he's not on the podium.
I didn't notice anybody else with these adorable little posing. Double.
He is the little samurai.
Yes, so nice. Okay, so moving on now to Ducati.
Oh, you guys are Lorenzo fans?
Well, let's see. So they got the world champion, Lorenzo, who left Yamaha with Dovi. I don't know. I think Lorenzo's going there. He looked pretty quick today in practice 1. I think he's going to struggle. If everything's not perfect for Lorenzo, then the entire weekend's blown and it's somebody else's problem.
Especially his mental game. He's not very strong there.
No, I think he's probably the fastest rider on the whole lineup, but that's only if everything's perfect. And then this year being on a new bike, which I don't think the Ducati is really much like the Yamaha. The Yamaha is a very smooth bike, whereas the Ducati you have to be braking harder into turns and keep that momentum going in. Which Davi is great at doing that. He's a demon on the brakes going in the corners, watching him. But I think this year is going to be a struggle for Lorenzo, and I'll be surprised if he's even in the top 5 at the end of the year. But we can keep going.
We'll get to that at the end. I really think Dovi's going to be the one that dominates at the beginning. I think there's going to be some close battles. I think they're going to run into each other within the first 3 races.
What, you mean a Inoni
like Inoni
and Davi thing?
I think they're going to run into each other, or there's going to be some pushing, and then all of a sudden it's going to be panic in that pits.
Do you think there'll be a wall that goes up between them?
It could probably get sour pretty quick between them, I think.
Yeah, I could see that. So, they did have a new cool, it's not in the pictures here, because these are today, but they showed off some new rear positioning. I don't know. They showed some
Sensors?
cool part on the back.
Yeah. You don't have a slide with the hammerhead fairing, do you?
No.
If it wasn't in there brand new.
Okay.
Nope.
No, it's not on the slides they had on their site.
Because I heard they moved a bunch of the stuff to the tail section because they had to remove it from the front of the bike because they had the new hammerhead fairing.
Yeah.
So, on Dovey though, Dovey did have probably the best media picture that I found off their website, as you can see there. That is pretty awesome. So, okay, moving on. Now we're on to Team Suzuki with Andre Ioni, who cannot take a decent photo in his life if you look at the Suzuki website.
But if you look at his Instagram, he's like the Italian like suave wannabe.
Yeah, no, that photo does not really do him justice, but
Maybe he was sick that day.
So every photo in the whole thing's like that. So in their official press release photos. So I'm going to say, looking at this team, it's going to be hard to know. Either the bike made a good leap forward or a leap backwards. And testing doesn't look like it made a leap forward. It looks like both these two riders are having that bike could be fast in one way and be ridden one, but it doesn't look like they're adapting to it just right off the bat fast enough. I think it'll take them some time, and it's going to be hard to know. I'm really lost on these guys.
I think Iannone will pick it up, only because he picked up Ducati, and that's a hard bike to understand and ride around. So I think he'll pick it up. I think Rins is going to be interesting. I liked watching Rins in Moto 2. I think he's a good character, and I think that he'll probably fight for it and at least try to adapt to it.
Yeah, I think Noni, he's fast. Like, there's no question about it. But he's one of the riders that he gets to the edge and he goes beyond it, which makes him fast. But the other thing he'll be picking up is the bike a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Rins, it's his first year. I feel like he's probably going to have like a Bradley Smith kind of experience where he's just like in middle of the pack trying to learn everything on the new bike.
So you're saying he's going to crash a lot?
No.
So one of the guys we forgot to talk about was, and we're back after Brian's phone call. So the one guy that we've kind of skipped over real quick for Honda, and I almost want to say is like almost a third factory rider, just from the comments coming out, is Cal Crutchlow. Cal Crutchlow's been pretty quick in a lot of the testing, pretty quick today, and I think we're going to see quite a few podiums, and again, I think we're going to see a few wins from Cal this year. I think he's on equal. I think his bike is pretty much equal with the other two Hondas. Oh yeah, Honda can't say it, but I think it is.
He's definitely the third Honda rider. Like, because they did have 3 Repsol bikes at a time when it was Danny, Casey Stoner, and Dovizioso. And then they just basically changed the color scheme and gave it to a different rider, and that's what Cal Crutchlow is doing. And I think he'll probably win a couple of races this year, especially if it's like wet or kind of mixed conditions. But yeah, he did a lot better last year. So I like Cal. I have high hopes for him.
Yeah, I think he's going to do really good. So then looking on, there's Team KTM, which is coming in. Nobody really knows what's going to go on with them. I think it's hard to know. I think they're going to be at the back of the pack for a while. Yeah, no, I'm excited to see a new manufacturer on the grid. Like, that's always cool, but they've got so much of an uphill battle. They're kind of like where Suzuki was when they came back, 2 years ago. So then a couple of the rookies that I really think we should look out for we got Zarco, who's won a few MotoGP 2 championships, and Folger. However, I think Folger is definitely going to be one to look out for, as he was pretty high up, I think, in was it the last qualifying, and I think today too. He was pretty far
who
up
do
there.
you think, Zarco or Folger will do better?
Folger.
Between the
they're
two.
both on the same bike, but I think Folger.
Okay.
I think he's adapting to the bike better.
Amanda's playing cards close to the chest.
So then there's the new tires. There's new tires coming in for this year. Everybody seems to be having front end grip issues with that. That's one of the main contentions. It's something we'll really see at Qatar. And Qatar 2, they haven't ridden now on the track for over a week or so. So hopefully with all the sessions that go through, some of the dust that gets blown on at that track changes. So from actually practice 1 to the time the race goes, the track could be quite a bit different just from the wear-in.
Right. Well, I think last year was the first year that they used Michelin.
Yeah.
And that's when they had the issue.
Remember they were blowing up in Island?
Loris Baz. Loris Baz's rear tire exploded.
And then one of the Ducatis. It was
I think it was Redding or Annoni.
Yeah.
I think it was like usually the heavier riders.
Yeah.
I think it also happened in Annoni, but it like exploded and shredded.
But they're softer this year, which is interesting.
Which would benefit
That's
certain
what the
riders.
Yeah,
but.
certain ones.
Someone should have read up on the show notes. But anyways, okay. So the next thing we go, let's look at our predictions for this race coming up in Qatar.
Okay.
Who do we think is going to be first, second, and third in order? Okay. Brian.
You want me to go
first?
Oh man. I've been thinking, tossing this around my head a lot. I was hoping that you guys would go first, and then I could like.
I could
go
first.
The wild card.
No, I think I'm gonna say Vinales. Like I know he's already favorite, so it's not like whoa crazy pick, but
that's
I think.
Card.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Vinales, then Marquez, and then I think Dovizioso will probably be the surprise and be the third, and be consistent. So, and hopefully, if they develop the Ducati enough with the aerodynamics and stuff, like it's already fast down the straights. We'll see how they do for the rest of the year.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go Dovi, Rossi, Marquez.
Okay.
I don't think Vinales will be up there. I'm just hesitant because it's the first big ride.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that I don't know if he's proven his calm under that kind of pressure yet.
It's true.
I mean, he was in Moto 2 and he did fantastic there, but this is like big boy time. And I'm not. I don't know. I just have to see if he proves himself.
So my prediction.
Mm-hmm.
I think that right off the bat, it's going to be a fight at the front between Vinales and Marquez.
Mm-hmm.
I think they'll either take each other out or they'll wear out their tires. And I think Danny Pedrosa is going to take the first race.
See, I was expecting
I think you'll have
to say that.
Pedrosa, Rossi, Dovi.
Wow. I don't know. Okay. We'll see.
It's far
We've
out
all
there.
got Rossi and Dovi, though.
Not me.
Yeah.
So who do you think for overall championship win at the end of the year? Who is standing on that
Oh, jeez.
as the championship winner?
I can't predict that
Just
right now.
a far-fetched guess. If you were just going to take a wild guess, who would you put on the podium?
Pedrosa.
A championship.
That would be the dream.
Not who do you like. Who do you really think is going to be there?
Who do I really think is going to be there? Rossi.
Okay. I think whoever Rossi might take more podiums over the year, but I think Marquez will probably win more races. And overall, though, I'm gonna go with Vinales because I know like he was quick on the Suzuki. I think he was quick on the Suzuki last year and pretty consistent. I think he just didn't have a good enough bike. Like he might have done as good as Marquez did in his first year if he had a real factory ride and not like Suzuki's entry into MotoGP. So, but it's not like that's a real bold choice. So
yeah. So once again, I'm going to step out of the mold and I'm going to say Danny Pedrosa again. Watching Danny Pedrosa in the last few sessions, you can just see he seems extremely confident this year. He's got to have 1 year. 1 year it has to work out for him. It has to be. He can't always be second runner-up.
I
think it's actually. I'm going to go with Danny Pedrosa. It's a lot of second place, a few wins, but between all the other riders fighting and then getting one here, one there, Danny's the most consistent through the whole year.
He is the most consistent.
If he doesn't get hurt, Danny wins the championship.
I hope so. I would like to see that because Danny's one of my favorite riders out there, and he seems like a really nice guy too. But that hasn't translated well for him. If he can stay healthy,
really
doesn't
bad luck.
break his collarbone.
Okay, so I guess that's it for this one. I guess we'll wake up in a few hours.
Well, no. Okay, wait. We didn't say who do you think's gonna win Qatar? Did you guys? Was that what the first one was?
That was the first one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna stand by that.
That wasn't the whole championship. That was just Qatar.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so if you enjoyed listening to us talk as much as I guess we enjoyed listening to ourselves talk, leave a comment wherever we decide to post this. I don't even know where we're going to post it, but somewhere, and maybe just maybe we'll make some more of these. So,
sweet. See ya.
That's our sign off.